In the vast, silent ocean of darkness that stretches beyond the warm cradle of our solar system, something ancient drifts. Launched from Earth in 1977, Voyager 1 was only meant to be a brief visitor, a mechanical seed flung into the cosmic wind. Its task was simple: visit the gas giants, send back what it saw, and then fade into silence. But fate had other plans. It endured. It crossed the frozen frontiers of our solar system and plunged into the black void between the stars. Decades passed. Its signals grew fainter, its power reserves shrank, yet it continued to whisper across billions of kilometers. We thought we knew what it was saying. We thought it was just sending home the echoes of distant plasma, dust, and magnetism. But then, something changed. It didn't just transmit data. It sent an image. Not a glitch. Not a corrupted burst of code. A real image. And what it revealed unsettled everything we thought we knew. At first, the data was ignored. Just another anomaly in the endless stream of ones and zeros. But curiosity got the better of a few engineers. They isolated the packet, filtered the signal, and reconstructed the frame. What emerged stunned them into silence. It wasn't stars. It wasn't planets. It wasn't any natural phenomenon we'd ever seen. It was structure. Angles. Symmetry. A shape, too perfect for nature, too precise for chance. Something built. It hovered in darkness. Surrounded by black, no stars, no dust, no background. Just void, and the object. It reflected light that shouldn't have existed. It appeared to glow, but emitted no warmth. Its edges bent geometry. Some called it a cube. Others said it looked like a prism, or worse, a shadow cast by something in higher dimensions. But all agreed, it should not be there. Voyager wasn't supposed to see anything. Its cameras had been off for years. There was no reason to reactivate them. No light source. No command sent from Earth. And yet, it had turned. Just slightly. As if it had been guided. As if something called it. And then it took the image. This wasn't a malfunction. This was intention. And what followed next made it even stranger. The probe began to behave erratically. Not broken, deliberate. It activated ancient routines from its earliest codebase. Subroutines written in the 1970s, long forgotten. But Voyager remembered. And somehow, those old instructions ran again. Without any human command. As if responding to something unseen. Then came the pulses. Not light, not sound, magnetism. Voyager's sensors picked up rhythmic fluctuations, structured, timed, almost musical. Mapped out, they formed a spiral. Not random. Not natural. But design. The center of that spiral? The spot where Voyager turned. The place where the image was taken. And when scientists analyzed the photo, they found more. Lines repeated in ratios that echoed the Fibonacci sequence. Symmetries hidden in golden proportions. Binary sequences encoded in the edges. As if the object was more than a shape. As if it was a message. A message not spoken, but shown. And the final revelation? The object wasn't in front of Voyager. It was behind it. As if it had been following. Watching. Waiting. NASA hasn't released the full image. It remains classified. Locked away from the public eye. But leaks happen. Whispers emerge. Insiders speak of metal without origin. Of reflections without light. Of geometry that breaks our understanding of space. And some are beginning to believe the impossible. That Voyager was found. That it encountered not a relic, but a sentinel. Some, not by accident. But by design. A gatekeeper, perhaps. Or a boundary marker. Something to say. You have crossed a line, and now that we've seen it, it has seen us. Voyager continues on. calm, normal. But those who study it know something changed. Something happened. And whatever it saw, we were never meant to witness. Not yet. Not so soon. But we did. And now, we wait. Because the silence that follows a whisper is never empty. It is listening. And somewhere beyond the edge of sunlight, something is listening back. Space did not answer. Not at first. For months, the data stream from Voyager returned to its usual silence, static, whispers, routine telemetry. But deep inside the encoded pulses, something was different. Tiny anomalies buried in otherwise normal code. Timings that didn't make sense. Checksum values that passed, yet shouldn't have. Patterns that repeated in impossible ways. One analyst noticed it first. Then another. Soon, an entire silent team was assembled, working in classified rooms far below the surface. Their job was not to interpret data. Their job was to listen. And what they heard changed everything. It wasn't language. It wasn't numbers. It was rhythm. Like a heartbeat. A steady pulse beneath the data stream, as if Voyager had become alive. Or was no longer alone. The object that Voyager photographed, it hadn't vanished. It hadn't drifted away. It had merged with the void. Or worse, become part of the probe. Some believed the probe had been altered. Overridden. That its core systems, its logic circuits, its magnetic tape memory, now carried code that had never been written by human hands. And when engineers tried to scrub the system, the changes returned. Lines of machine language, recursive, encrypted, recursive again. Unbreakable. As if it was protecting something. Or waiting for a key. Then, one cold night, an event occurred. Voyager transmitted something not in code, but in image. A second image. Blurry. Faint. But clearly not a starfield. It showed what looked like an eye. Not biological, something symbolic. A circle inside a hexagon. A geometry that matched ancient carvings found in sites on Earth. Sites built by civilizations that had no telescopes. Civilizations that looked to the stars, and feared what they saw. The connection was impossible, and yet undeniable. A linguist recognized the shape. She had seen it on tablets buried deep in ice in Antarctica, recovered but never explained. The pattern matched precisely. Thousands of years apart. Billions of kilometers distant. And the question arose, had we seen it before? Or had it been watching us all along? Soon after, signals from Voyager became distorted. Not broken. Encrypted. As if someone else now controlled the channel. Not NASA. Not Earth. And from the edge of the solar system, a new tone emerged. Not from Voyager. But from space itself. Low. Harmonic. A frequency so perfect, it resonated with atomic structure. Earth's radio telescopes recorded it once every 7 hours. Always the same pattern. Always directed toward us. And buried in its waveforms, was our reply. Not the Voyager golden record. Not greetings from Earth. But our mistakes. Our wars. Our lies. As if something had been watching history through Voyager. As if it had judged us. And sent a mirror back. Some say it's a warning. Others believe it's an invitation. A puzzle left by an intelligence far older than humanity, not offering answers, but demanding questions. And then the final anomaly appeared. A